Morning, Mr. Fizam. Morning, Benjamin. Thank you for inviting me, and of course the folks from AWS and all distinguished guests. Thank you. My name is Arran. I'm from Exabytes, so I will try to share some highlights and also what Exabytes has been doing in ESG, and also what our services or solutions that all the guests can actually see to fit into your ESG initiative, right? So let me do some intro about Exabytes. Exabytes is about all-in-one business app, cloud, digital, and e-commerce providers. So those that haven't heard of us, you may have used our services, may have seen our advertisement, may have in other way around used some of our services since maybe about 10 years or 20 years ago. We have been in the industry for 20 years ago. Along the way, right, if you notice, Exabyte has been doing massive acquisitions from all the brands and the companies that we have acquired. So far, we have reached about 160,000 of customers. We have over, I think now we have reached almost 300,000 of domain names, profitable since 2001, and we are having a largest market share in terms of domains and cloud services in Malaysia, Singapore, and Indonesia. Right. So on the other right, we have other brands that you may have also used in other ecosystem of e-commerce and logistics, and we are also certified with ISO 27001, PCI DSS, and etc. And we are also advanced partners with AWS and of course with Microsoft. In year 2019, we were actually invested and we call owned as a majority share by Equinas itself. That makes us actually one of the considered GLC linked company under Equinas as under the Ministry of Economy itself. So we were lucky to have investment from Equinas that helped us to boost our company's profit and growth to a trajectory success. And that helped us to go leap and bound, and of course to help to empower other small businesses as part of their mandate given to us. So from there onwards, we have a new mission tagline we call Grow Digital. Grow Digital actually helps a lot of companies, especially during the COVID times itself, when they think that digitally growth, or we call digital transformation itself, may not apply to them. But see what happens during the COVID times. All the business eventually had to opt to choose to grow digitally as one of the ways to sustain the business. Here's our data centers. Our data centers are actually now in Malaysia, in KL, Cyberjaya, and we have what called to reach all these green building compliance, where actually we do not actually suggest or what we call recommend hosting servers on-premise anymore. I'll explain why later, right? We also present in Singapore and Indonesia. And to have a better market outreach, we partnered with AWS to have our global infrastructures with AWS so that we can cover global customers and also the outreach of all the countries or customers around the globe. Of course, with all the availability with AWS offered, right, they are able to provide better, we call energy efficiency, what we call water savings in terms of operating. I think the AWS folks themselves would have known better and better explain in how they manage to to maintain the sustainability of data center operations, and of course, the electricity saving efficiency. So I also wanted to share that on 22nd of August itself, the Malaysian region for AWS is finally launched. Now, all Malaysians actually can have their workload hosted in the safe, robust, fault tolerance work architectures. I mean, we call the servers in Malaysia itself. And that makes actually a big success with all the recent investment done by AWS. Here's one QR code that I actually wanted you guys to share of AWS economic impact. So you guys can download this PDF. There's a link, a QR code that you can download, where actually all this investment by AWS itself actually helped to create billions of what we call success GDP, and of course, job opportunity up to 3,500 jobs. Right, so what is Exabytes doing with ESG? All right, for the past 23 years itself, along the way, ESG wasn't in our mind, right? Previously, we were always heard of CSR, charity, or we call community service. So eventually, the activity that we have done along the way is somehow aligned with ESG, with what we have been promoting to promote paperless practice. We don't encourage hard copy, we don't encourage printed material. All our services are hosted in cloud-based, and of course, it will be accessible remotely, right? And of course, with digital, or we call that digitally accessible. Can you please play the video? Yep. If you notice, right, all these stacks of servers in our data centers, of hundreds of servers along the way, right? We have been doing consolidation, and with consolidation and virtualizations, we actually managed to combine, or we call reduce the carbon footprint of the servers. Just imagine, for those that are having servers in your own premise, what do you need to power up a servers? You need electricity, you need aircon, you need firewall, you need switches. Of course, you need to have a talent or non-technical person to manage it. All this can be reduced or can be switched over or migrated to cloud. And hence, you guys can have better efficiency, operation, we call the operation OPEX model of a subscription basis to reduce your CAPEX. And why do you need to continue rotating the same cycle of procuring hardware, buying servers, buying antivirus, buying necessary license, just to make sure your servers on-premise is operational, right? Next. All right, so along the way, as I mentioned, we also have a campaign that actually would beneficial, or we call encourage natural, or we call nature saving, right? So we all have these activities throughout the years. From 2001 onwards, we have our Plant a Tree campaign. Every year, if not mistaken, we have thousands of trees planted over in various locations, and it's also part of our activity that we've done together with our family members, so that they can do some encouragement and also enlightenment about how to take care of nature. Right, so digital transformation itself would be a crucial component, or we call part of ESG itself, right? Digitization, and digital transformation. These are what we call the big 3D of ESG. Without you guys noticing it, you guys have been practicing it. I think you guys are using software. You guys are using some productivity components, tools, and etc. And here is how I can put some examples. Maybe instead of sending a snail mail letter, you guys switching to email. I think everyone has been practicing it, right? Instead of publishing in hard copy or giving brochure hard copy, you guys could be changing into online catalog as PDF, all right? Then you guys should be adopting HR software or accounting software. Could be cloud-based or could be on-prem services, right? Then or using CRM, using Microsoft 365, Google, or maybe Lark itself. And of course, coming to the more complicated part, as in a retail company can use our e-commerce first approach, and using AI to personalize your data analytics for business and forecasting. And of course, for banks, they actually use mobile apps to allow customers to access their services from anywhere and anytime. So why cloud first? It's always has a myth that people thought cloud is something that has to be hosted on top of your something or what. So let me elaborate in hard, right? So with us promoting with cloud itself, we give agility and speed to market, cost reduction, auto scalability, security protections, high-speed connectivity, of course, cloud-native services, and equipped with managed services. All these are called why we adopt cloud first. With all our solutions that we have 4 business pillars that we focus as cloud, security, backup, and cloud apps. So cloud itself will be more on environmental, security, and backup DR itself will be part of governance, because with the latest Cybersecurity Act itself, all these should be placed in your company or called the operational policy. And of course, the cloud app itself that will help you to use digital applications or software. So these are all our partners. They're actually logos of partners or solutions that we carry. Feel free to reach out to us if you wanted to know more about our services on our booth. And of course, this is our cloud-based services. We provide AWS Cloud, private cloud, we call it AVC, managed hybrid clouds, cloud migrations, architecture review, cloud managed services, optimizations, and of course, cloud skill development and training. So a lot of what I call major rejections of customers not going into cloud is talent and also skill set. So we'll empower the staff, we'll do enablement with the staff so that they know how to manage and operate their cloud with guidance or with our handheld training. Of course, with the recent launch with AWS itself, actually promoting and providing no cost migrations to AWS Cloud. Reach us out. We'll share you more how it works. Of course, with all our cloud apps that we have, all this is paperless, digital, remotely, and accessible at anywhere, any point of time, 24/7, without having to print out or hard copy based or even appliance hardware based. No such thing, right? And I want to promote a bit for those that feel lucky, who wanted to try their luck, buy a domain name with us and get a chance to win a Tesla Model 3. This is a joint campaign with 𝗦𝗡. 𝗦𝗡 is our Malaysian domain registrar. Feel free to join. You can reach out to us on our booth how to participate, right? Who knows, you'll get a chance to drive home a Tesla. It's closing on December 31st. So, yep, try your luck. And of course, when it comes to social, we have been actively promoting social, and I would say it's CSR activity, like Tech Camp, FoodBank. FoodBank is launched during COVID time, where we help to gather donations and providing whoever require help. And we call necessary, during the time there's a bendera putih, asking for help, right? So we digitalize the supply and demand method, where we can also target the right needy family, right? All this while, for the past 20 years, we have also offered a WeCare, a charity hosting. So any NGO that actually eligible or qualified, they can apply and we'll give them a free hosting as part of our CSR, and now we call it as social. Right? All these are brands that actually benefited with all our CSR or charity hosting. All right, I got a few minutes left, so I need to skip up faster. We also have a digitalized Penang and Singapore blood donations, and of course, 𝗣𝗡𝗡𝗡. 𝗣𝗡𝗡𝗡 is our women's empowerment we call movement that help to motivate and drive women entrepreneurs. Also come with governance, right? We also have a strict and we call publish our governance in terms of policy with anti-bribery, code of conduct, personal data control, and corporate control. So that's where when I mentioned about governance itself, Cybersecurity Act has been published, gazetted, and there's always people who didn't know how to do, right? When there's a new things. So we are ISO certified disaster recovery and backup and disaster recovery provider. We can provide with you all the required necessary security and also backup and DR as part of your BCP plan. So, as your trusted partner itself, we empower your business growth with sustainability, sustainable cloud and digital services. So whoever that required wanted to hear more about what we can offer, feel free to reach out to us. We are just at the booth out there. Thank you.